Praises to Haya Ashur Haya Hashem Ishaya Wa Ra. This is Shabar Israel, and this is a prophecy update concerning the solar eclipse, so-called 2017. I posted a video concerning this and 2011, the so-called year, and I also posted a video afterwards, Prophecy 2012. And I will insert those videos within this video concerning these events. Also, I posted a video concerning the Exodus Reloaded Part 2. All of these videos coincide with each other. The Most High showed me his hand stretched out on the bloody city of Chicago. Then there was a nail in the map of the United States that struck Chicago. And last but not least, that there was the eclipse. You only have one more sign that will coincide at the same time, which is the nail and the coffin that strikes Chicago. I will insert these videos so you can see for yourself. We are on the final moments of the end of the daughter of Babylon, starting with Chicago. Chicago will be the first to fall. Jamestown, Virginia, the last standing. When the Most High showed me these things, it doesn't mean it's going to happen here. It is a future event. Thus, I am a prophetess. I prophesy future events that are given to me from the heavenly realm. And always, watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, to stand before the Son of Man. And for those who refuse to take part in the tree of life, and to drink of the fountains of living water, but to be unjust still, and the bride said, come, and shall you come, and the kingdom come. This is the Exodus Reloaded, Part 2. I am Shabar Israel, and after the young boy questioned me about my appearance inside his house, the scene changed. And if you watch the Exodus Part 1, the two unfinished houses represented the tribes of Judah and Israel. And these houses were unfinished, and they were repaired, if you will, finished by the carpenter's son, none other than the Messiah. And these houses have been repaired or breached with the blood of the Messiah, Yeshua, the anointed. For they are no longer two nations in the spirit of the Most High. They are joined by the death, burial, and resurrection of Yeshua, the Messiah, which is the foundation of the whole house of Israel. Furthermore, when the scene changed, I appeared on top of a tall building, and there were many people there, and we were in our beds. I thought this was kind of puzzling as to why would so many people be on top of a high building in their beds. But this is the second time that this has happened, that I have appeared in my bed, raising up out of it. If you will watch my Ships of Tarshish 1 and 2 videos, you will see the same occurrence as it preludes to the second Exodus. Likewise, I raised up out of my bed, and I had to introduce myself to the people that were around me, and they were Hebrew Israelites. After I introduced myself, I prophesied and I told the people that were there that Chicago would be the first to fall. And after I did this, a huge dark hand, shadow-like figure came and stretched out over the city of Chicago. So the high building that we were in was in the city of Chicago. Immediately, in a blink of an eye, the scene changed, and that will be part 3 for the next video. I received wisdom, instruction, and understanding concerning this vision of part 2 of the Exodus Reloaded. I will be reading from 2nd Ezra, the book of Luke, and the book of Jeremiah. I encourage you to read the whole chapters of these books. I'm just going to get straight to the point of what I was shown and what is at hand. And it reads, "Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundations of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment, for Ahijah shall bring upon it." This is 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, verses 10 through 12. If you proceed to keep reading, like I stated earlier, read the whole chapter. It tells us that the Most High's people will be destroyed, the sinners, all that break the Most High's commandments. He will give them over to the slaughter. And it talks about the blood that is crying out to the Most High. And folks, is not the blood crying out in Chicago every day? The Most High is not the author of confusion. Plagues are about to be against the whole house of Israel, because judgment begins at the house of the Most High, as it states in Peter 4:12 through 17. In the book of Job, it tells us that the Most High gives instruction upon the bed when we are slumber. And this is how I receive many of my dreams and visions. Also, in the book of Psalms, it states 4 and 4, "Stand in awe and sin not. Commune with your own heart upon your bed and be still. Selah." And this brings me to my next point about me appearing to rise out of my bed in these visions. And it reads, "I
tell you, in that night there shall be 2 men in one bed, the one shall be taken, and the other shall be left. 2 women shall be grinding together, the one shall be taken, and the other left. 2 men shall be in the field, the one shall be taken, and the other left. And they answered and said unto him, Where, Lord? And he said unto them, Wheresoever the body is, thither where the eagles be gathered together. Now this phrase is often associated with the rapture, and the Messiah is telling you that the one that is taken is going to the eagles. Now, in this particular vision, the one that is taken to safety is Israel going through the fire and being saved out of it, and the one left behind will be destroyed. This is in reference to those who are sinning against the Most High. You got 2 men, one that is focusing on the Most High and keeping His commandment. You have one that is not keeping the commandment. It also states in Psalms, the 63rd chapter, the 6th verse, When I remember you upon my bed and meditate on you in the night watches. The bed represents those that are not trespassing against the Most High and keeping His commandments. It also represents being in bed, if you will, with the world, or being in bed with the Most High. For as it tells us in the book of John, ye are in the world, but not of the world. This is a metaphor. Those serving the Most High and those who are lying down in their sins and in the world. It is also literal because there is going to be an Exodus reloaded, and there are going to be those taken, and there is going to be those that are left behind. The Bible does speak of Jacob going through this fire, but being saved out of it. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Most High, that it shall no more be said that the Lord liveth, and brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt, but the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands whither He had driven them. And I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. Behold, I will bring them from the north country, and gather them from the coast of the earth, and with them the blind and the lame, the woman with child, and her that travaileth with child. A great company shall return. They shall come with weeping, and with the supplications will I lead them. I will cause them to walk by the rivers of waters in a straight way, wherein they shall not stumble. For I am a father to Israel, and Ephraim is my firstborn. So far we have the restoration of the house of Israel through the Messiah, Son of the Most High, with spirit and by flesh and blood, the carpenter's son. He has repaired the breaches thereof, and we have the city of Chicago that will be the first to fall upon the judgment of the Most High. And you have none other than myself, Shabar Yasharella, that will be introduced soon to the Most High's people. For men have fallen away from the Most High. They are paid for hire. They are walking after their own lust, and they are receding back into the seats of the Sadducees and Pharisees due to positions. The Most High called a woman in these last days. So be it. I am blessed. I thank the Most High through His Son for choosing me. For Yeshua said, I chose you first. And so I am going to finish. I am going to continue on until I have my reward, until I hear the Most High say, servant well done. I am telling you, house of Israel, that the time is upon us. And if the men of Israel refuse to tell you, well, I'm the servant of the Most High, and I'm telling you, the time is at hand. You do not want to be one of those that are following man, and especially a man that is threatened like the Pharisees and Sadducees. That said the Most High. These people, these men will have their reward. For the Most High said that He will bring them out of the land, but they shall not enter into the land of Israel. Like the book of Isaiah states, are your arms long enough to reach to heaven to chastise the Most High for choosing a woman? I don't think so. And as I come to a close, you have, last but not least, when the scene changed, that is for part 3 of the next video. Chicago will be the first to fall. I am Shabar Yasharala. You will get to know me soon. And as always, watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. And for those who refuse to take part in the tree of life and drink from the fountains of living water, let them be unjust still. And the bride say, Yeshua, thy kingdom come. Amen.